Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Joe Knows. I just finished up a cardio session here this morning. It is smack dab in the middle of the summertime, so I thought it was an appropriate time to discuss maybe the most popular topic in all of training and all of fitness, and that is the truth behind developing six-pack abs. And Lord knows there's a lot of misinformation out there on this topic, from the magic pill that you just take a pill and voila, you got yourself six-pack abs. The truth is, first and foremost, diet is the most important factor. Consistent diet. You need to be in a caloric deficit or even maintenance if you're already lean. I'm going to focus more on the training aspect of developing those abs. I want to talk about cardio first and burning fat first, because if your body fat levels are too high, you will never see those hard-earned abs that you worked so hard to get. They will always be hidden behind that layer of fat. So we need to shed that layer of fat. And what is the best way to do that? That's where the confusion comes in. You'll have the bodybuilding school of thought is they prefer low intensity, steady state cardio. A lot of bodybuilders just prefer to walk. They don't want their heart rate to get too high. God forbid they eat up a little bit of muscle tissue. They don't want that. So they usually prefer just to walk as their preferred form of cardio. Then you have the CrossFitters and athletes and others out there who swear by high intensity interval training. And they will argue to the death over which is better. And I never understood that, because arguing is just a waste of time. And the bottom line is the answer usually falls somewhere in the middle. And in this case, I feel it falls in the middle once again, because the best form of fat burning cardio, in my opinion, is whatever method you currently are not using. All right? And this might sound counterintuitive, but when it comes to cardio, you want to choose things that your body is not efficient at. And this is unlike most other aspects of training. For example, if you're a power lifter, you want to become as efficient as possible at the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. You want the shortest range of motion possible, the best leverages. You want to lift the heaviest amount of weight in the easiest manner possible. But when it comes to cardio and fat burning, it's the opposite. We don't want our body to become too efficient at any one method, because then it's not going to have to work as hard, not going to burn as many calories, not going to burn as much fat. And I'm sure you've all seen, if you have ever trained at a commercial gym and you look at the cardio deck, the cardio section of the gym, every gym has a handful of these people that are married to the one piece of equipment. The dude who's always on the rower, the chick who's always on the elliptical or the Stairmaster. And they might be working hard. They might be on that piece of equipment for an hour, 2 hours at a clip, yet they always look the same. You could leave, train at another gym for a year, come back a year later, and that person is on that same piece of equipment. And the key is they look exactly the same. Their body never changes because their body has become efficient at that activity. So what do? In my opinion, the best thing to do, I did this personally, and I got the leanest I've ever gotten in my life at 41 years old, and I've maintained that now at 42 years old, and that is to choose a few different forms of cardio. Both intensity, you want to alternate between high intensity and low intensity, and also even alternate the machines that you use. So if you have access to an assault bike, an elliptical, and a treadmill, you want to use all of them. And you want to cycle, if you could have access, if you have nice weather and you could go outside, do that as well. Personally, I would alternate between going outside and pushing a prowler with low intensity, steady state elliptical, where I'd go for 30 to 40 minutes, and the assault bike, where I would do high intensity intervals, where I'd go as fast as I can for 10 seconds, followed by 20 seconds of easy, kind of coasting and repeat that for a period of time. So I'm alternating high and low intensity activities, and I'm even alternating the physical pieces of equipment that I use or lack thereof. Sometimes just go outside for a walk.
Nice night for a walk, eh?
Nice night for a walk.
Run hills, whatever it may be. But I'm telling you, if you cycle back and forth between different intensities, different machines, different methods, you will burn fat faster than any one method alone. Now we need to know what's the best way to develop rock hard, functional six-pack abs. All right, so let's get into the specifics. First, in order to choose the proper exercises, we first need to know the true function of the core. And the number one function of the core is to protect and stabilize the spine while your extremities move. Contrary to popular belief, it is not to just flex the spine and do things like crunches and sit-ups. I always say the perfect example, think of a sprinter or think of an athlete that's really fast running a sprint. Their arms and legs are moving at super high speeds, but if you look at their torso, it's completely rigid and still. None of the strongest, fastest athletes will be rotating side to side when they sprint. Their arms and legs are moving at high speeds, but everything else is perfectly still. That is the definition of true core strength. And that's the type of motion, we want to try to mimic, or we want to take that information and now apply it to our training. So we want to think more anti-movement patterns as opposed to these ground-based exercises where we're just kind of quote unquote feeling the burn with our abs. So you want to think about things like anti-extension, which would be various plank variations, are awesome for core development. Anti-lateral flexion, where we could do things like a single arm farmer's walk or offset kettlebells, doing farmer's walks with kettlebells that are two different sizes, two different weights. That is an awesome exercise. Anti-rotation, different pull-off press variations. One of our favorites is to draw the letters of the alphabet while resisting rotation, resisting a band or a cable that is off to our side while we draw the letters of the alphabet. That is a great exercise for training anti-rotation. So you see, these anti-movement patterns should make up the majority of your core training. And then that just in conjunction with learning how to lift without a belt, learning how to breathe and brace when you're doing exercises like squats, deadlifts, farmer's walk variations. Learning to lift without a belt is one of the best things, if not the best thing you could do for true core training. And then that in conjunction with these anti-movement patterns, and then the icing on the cake, if you want, at the end of a workout, you throw in some crunches and some ground-based exercises where you kind of feel the burn, that's fine. But those ground-based exercises shouldn't make up the majority of your training. That's the point I'm trying to get across. The majority of your core training should revolve around learning how to breathe and brace, lift without a belt, anti-movement patterns, and that's how you're gonna develop a functional six-pack where you will actually have the go to go along with your show, as opposed to just looking like a pretty boy male model or a model that can't even, help you carry up a couch up a flight of stairs or help you carry a suitcase in the airport. We want to have the function to go along with the look, and this is the best way to do that. So hopefully the information in this video helped you guys out. If you did learn something, if it did help you, I appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got new Joe Knows videos coming at you each and every week. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Peace.